Welcome, and thank you for tuning into the Deep Dive from the Rosary Team podcast.
It's great to be here.
We have a really powerful mission for you today. We are tracking the spiritual pulse of the Universal Church.
We really are. We're starting with a miracle from the 16th century in Mexico, and then we're following its reverberations all the way to modern America and even out to the Middle East.
It's a fascinating stack of sources we're synthesizing. We're connecting devotion to Our Lady of Guadalupe to, well, the incredibly active Catholic life in the USA today, and also the critical importance of Pope Leo XIV's upcoming travels.
And we have to start with Our Lady of Guadalupe, Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe.
The patroness of the Americas. They call her the star of the new evangelization. And for good reason. Her story it's arguably the single most important event for the faith in the Western Hemisphere. It literally shifted a continent's trajectory.
It did. And to get why it's still so relevant, you have to go back to the circumstances of 1531.
So set the scene for us. What was happening then?
Well, you have to remember, this was a time of huge cultural upheaval. It's just after the conquest in New Spain. And on December 9th, 1531, a humble indigenous convert, Juan Diego. San Juan Diego, yes. He was walking on Tepeyac Hill just outside Mexico City, and he encounters this beautiful young woman, the Virgin Marina.
And she spoke to him in his own language, right? In the Nahuatl.
In his native language,
Yeah.
which is so important. She told him she was the perpetually Virgin Mary, Mother of the true God, and that she wanted to share her love and her protection with his people.
It's not just a spiritual encounter then. It's deeply personal. It's bridging this massive cultural divide. And her request was immediate.
Right away, she wanted a chapel, built right there on that hill.
So Juan Diego goes to the bishop, Bishop Zamarrica.
And you have to put yourself in the bishop's shoes here. He's hearing about a Marian apparition just, 10 years after the conquest. There's intense conflict, a lot of skepticism, so he was cautious.
He demanded proof, a sign.
He needed a sign to know it was really from the Mother of God.
And this is where the details of the miracle are they're so incredible. The timing, the geography, it all matters.
It was December, and Tepeyac Hill was this harsh, barren place. So when Our Lady tells him to go to the top of the hill and gather flowers...
We must have been so confused. Flowers in winter on a barren hill.
It was a test of his obedience, and it led to this breathtaking gift. He gets to the summit, and it's not barren at all. It's covered in fresh, dew-covered Castilian roses.
Which weren't even native to Mexico.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Our Lady then, she carefully arranges these roses inside his cloak, his tilma. It was made of just rough cactus fibers. And she tells him, take these directly to the bishop.
So he goes to the bishop's residence. He opens his poncho.
And the roses just cascade out. But that wasn't the real climax of the story.
No. The real moment, the thing that convinced everyone, wasn't the flowers.
As the roses fell, this miraculous life-size image of Our Lady of Guadalupe was instantly imprinted on the tilma itself. The accounts say Bishop Zamarrica just fell to his knees, weeping. He knew. And the response was immediate. An adobe structure was up on Tepeyac Hill by Christmas of 1531.
And that image, it spoke a language the indigenous people understood. It used their symbolism to teach Christian truths. It led to millions of conversions.
Millions. But it's her words, I think, that anchor the devotion. That message she gave Juan Diego.
Am I not here who am your mother? Are you not under my shadow and protection? It's that guarantee of maternal protection. It resonates just as much today.
Absolutely. And that timeless need for protection, well, it brings us right to the vitality of Marian devotion here in the United States. We're seeing some incredible things happening.
Like the work of His Eminence Raymond Leo Cardinal Burke. That initiative was huge.
The 9-month novena to Our Lady of Guadalupe, it wasn't just, a simple prayer. It was framed as a direct spiritual answer to modern crises.
What was the connection he was making between 1531 and today?
He looked at the world of 1531. It was racked by war, disease, human sacrifice, and he saw echoes of that today. Political instability, moral confusion, things that threaten human dignity.
So he saw Our Lady of Guadalupe as the answer then, and the answer now.
Exactly. It was a conscious effort to place the entire nation back under the sovereignty of Christ the King through Mary.
And the response was just staggering.
Over 190,000 faithful participated. That 9-month preparation culminated on the feast day, December 12th, 2024, with a formal consecration prayer. It was a massive mobilization of prayer.
It really was. And a hub for this, a real center, was the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Yes. That shrine is an incredible place for pilgrimage, and what's really important right now is its designation for the upcoming Jubilee Year of Hope.
The holy year 2025.
Right, lasting until December 28th, 2025. It's a designated pilgrimage site.
Which means pilgrims can gain a powerful spiritual benefit. For anyone listening who isn't familiar, can you walk us through what gaining a plenary indulgence there would entail?
Of course, it requires real intentionality. You have to physically visit the shrine church, pray for the Holy Father's intentions, and you also have to meet the sacramental requirements.
So receiving Holy Communion and making a good confession.
A good confession, yes. And that can be done about 20 days before or after the visit. And crucially, the pilgrim has to be completely detached from all sin. It's a total spiritual reset offered by the church for the Jubilee.
A really profound opportunity. So now that the formal consecration has passed, how does this devotion continue day to day?
Well, the focus shifts a little. It moves from that long preparation to more of a constant spiritual vigilance. The preferred method is now the daily consecration prayer.
So it's about making that commitment a daily habit.
Precisely. You renew that surrender to Jesus and Mary every day, placing yourself under her mantle. It's not a one-time thing.
And this national movement is reflected in so many deep-seated local traditions, too. Let's shift down to Texas. The celebrations in Austin are incredible.
They really are. The Diocese of Austin has this great tradition where they hold their main celebration on the first Saturday of December.
Which is smart, because it lets all the individual parishes still have their own celebrations on the actual feast day, December 12th.
It doubles the celebration, and the centerpiece is this huge procession, 3 miles.
3 miles.
Right.
Starting in St. Mary's Cathedral and ending at San Jose Catholic Church for Mass with Bishop Joe Vasquez. That is a powerful public witness.
It is. But what really captures the eye, what brings the culture to life, are the Mattachines dancers.
Tell us about them. The dance has deep roots, doesn't it?
Very deep. Pre-Hispanic origins, but after Guadalupe, it became this Catholic rite of Thanksgiving. The dancers are performing a kind of spiritual war against sin and darkness. It's vigorous, it's fast, and it's full of symbolism.
And their clothing, every piece has a meaning.
Every single piece. The colorful clothing, the huge plumes of goose feathers on their headpieces.
Yeah.
It all signifies their role in this spiritual army.
And the sound they make.
That comes from their sandals, their hurraks. They often have metal sheets on them. Then there's the rattle, which signifies a readiness for war without fear, and a bow, their primary spiritual weapon. It's an amazing example of faith and culture woven together.
That richness of tradition, the way faith becomes inseparable from culture. It brings up a key point, doesn't it? How do we take these huge historical moments and vibrant traditions and actually integrate them into our own daily lives?
Yeah, it's the goal, isn't it? To make the spiritual real and present. And one of the most effective ways the church has always done this is through sacred art. Icons, statues, things that serve as constant visual reminders.
Exactly. These tangible items can help anchor abstract concepts like consecration. If you are looking for ways to bring the devotion of Our Lady of Guadalupe into your home, the Holy Rosary Team website is a really wonderful place to start. They have a specific Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe collection.
And that collection has everything from, beautiful wood circular icons to ceramic tiles and even brushed aluminum prints. You can really find something that suits your prayer space.
We really encourage you to explore those resources and bring this devotion visually into your life. You can see it all by visiting rosaryteam.com.
So moving from that personal emotion, let's turn to the Universal Church, because Pope Leo XIV is working to bridge similar divides, but on a global stage.
Which brings us to his upcoming trip to the Middle East. This is a critical journey. He's scheduled to visit Turkey and Lebanon from November 27th to December 2nd.
And the itinerary itself tells you a lot. The goals are ambitious. On one hand, he's going to Turkey to commemorate the 1700th anniversary of the Council of Nicaea,
The council that gave us the Nicene Creed.
the foundational statement of our faith. So that's a huge gesture towards ecumenical dialogue with the Orthodox churches. But the trip to Lebanon, that is a direct affirmation of hope for peace in a region that desperately needs it.
And the situation in Lebanon, you just can't overstate it. The country is small, but its history and its struggles make this papal visit so significant. The global Lebanese diaspora is huge, maybe 14 to 18 million people.
They are all watching. And the anticipation there is immense. They're calling it a visit of hope. Lebanon has faced so much. Civil conflict, economic collapse. The Holy Father's presence is a concrete sign of solidarity.
And Lebanon is home to the Maronite rite, which connects back to the idea of the Church's universality.
It does. The Maronite Church is one of 24 distinct Eastern Catholic churches in full communion with the Pope. This diversity is just foundational to who we are as a global church.
And the Maronite rite is fascinating.
It follows the West Syriac Antiochene tradition. I mean, think about that history. Some of their divine liturgy is still celebrated in Aramaic,
A language Jesus spoke.
the very language. So when the Pope visits them, he's underscoring that unity with Rome embraces this profound ancient diversity. It's a powerful message.
It brings to mind what St. John Paul II said about Lebanon. It is more than a country. It is a message of freedom and an example of pluralism for East and West.
Exactly. And we're even seeing this solidarity reflected here in the U.S. Bishop Michael Eisen, who has Lebanese heritage, is joining a pilgrimage that coincides with the papal visit.
And his stated goal for that trip is so insightful. He said he hopes to come back with a renewed pastoral heart for struggling people.
And a stronger feeling of continuity with the early church. That connection across millennia is what makes the church universal.
So looking ahead now, there's even more exciting news that links the head of the church back to the patroness of the Americas.
Yes, Pope Leo XIV recently commented on possible travel plans for 2026.
And he mentioned several places in Latin America: Fatima, Uruguay, Argentina, Peru.
But the one that really got people excited was the explicit mention of Guadalupe in Mexico.
Just imagine that. The successor of Peter traveling to the very site where Mary appeared to St. Juan Diego and presented Christ to the New World. It would be such a profound moment.
It really would. It ties this whole thread together, you know? The historical apparition of Our Lady of Guadalupe isn't just a story from the past. It's the engine of conversion and vitality for the church today.
Whether it's the huge faith movements in the U.S., the vibrant culture in Austin, or the solidarity with the Maronites in Lebanon.
Her message of maternal protection remains universal.
That's the real takeaway here. The faith that began with a cloak and some roses on a barren hill is still powerfully organizing and unifying the church today, across continents, cultures, and all 24 rites in communion with Rome.
And that unity and devotion is something you can integrate into your own daily life. We encourage you to continue exploring the resources we've talked about. And if you're looking for those tangible reminders, please visit rosaryteam.com.
You can explore the Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe collection and also the beautiful icons from the Maronite and other Eastern rites, connecting you directly to the traditions the Pope is visiting.
We hope this journey has left you with a strengthened sense of hope and a deeper appreciation for the protection offered under Our Lady's mantle.
Thank you so much for listening to the Deep Dive from the Rosary Team podcast. We'll talk to you next time.